Okay, a couple of months ago, oops, standing on the manhole cover, of course. A couple of months ago, I had to take out my 4L60E, and it's back in and works great. And you know, I lost a lot of time not knowing how to take those Bellhousing bolts with the Torx bits, with the Torx splines on it. I didn't know that, and I found some pretty good solutions for it, and I want to share those so as to save somebody else some time. And you know, and it wasn't easy to figure this out, because the brilliant thing about it was one guy's posting, and he just posted it, and it didn't make sense to me, and I thought, how can this do it? But that's the thing that did it. Now, first, let me tell you my thinking about these bolts. There's a couple of, at least one very helpful video out there that deals with it, where you see the guy butchering the heads off of those bolts. And he used like 3 Torx bits and numerous drill bits to get it off so he can pop the head off. And then when he had the head off, he was able to just with his finger, just using this finger, not even the pliers or anything, to take out the rest of the bolt, the threaded part in the housing. So all these tips, all these ideas that there's a thread locker on it, or that you should apply heat and all this bullshit, doesn't apply. You don't need that, because it's really, once you have the head off, the rest is easy. So what's really holding it on is the head. It's only the head, nothing else. So, and of course it makes sense, because those Torx splines, they are very narrow compared to the rest of the, and the leverage that you have doesn't reach the outsides of the bolt head. So this makes sense. Anyway, there was this guy posting. He says he took a punch and he just punched it, being careful not to hit the splines, and then they come out easy. And he says, "Whoa, how can that be?" So now I have the idea that punching it in the center kind of loosens the whole rim, the whole rest of the bolt, and you are able then to take it out. So I got, instead of a punch, I just got a nail that I had in my wood section in the garage, in my woodworking section. It's about 9.5 inch long and 1/4 inch thick. I'm sure you can get it at the Home Depot, and it allows you to hit the center of the bolt without touching any splines. So this is what I did, and with this hammer, very light hammer, I whacked it about 5 or 6 times, real good. That's all. No heat, no nothing, no gimmicks applied. That's it. And then it came out. What I used to take it out is my trusty old Chicago pneumatic CP7733. It's not too powerful, because, you know, I hate it when you turn this thing, when you push the trigger and the head is off the bolt. So this thing kind of keeps knocking until it comes off. And if it knocks too long, then you know to back off. It heats up, and then it'll rip off the head eventually anyway. So don't do that. Anyway, this is here Chicago pneumatic, not to be confused with Chicago electric. So this is not a Harbor Freight tool. So there's many useful Harbor Freight tools, but this one is not. This is I think this is about $50 to $75 on eBay. I love it. It's great. It's just perfect. And what else did I use? I used, in addition to the Torx, you know, you have to attach it to something. There's one guy selling one in a socket, I think to a 3/8 adapter. So if you strip one of those, you have to, with a you have to push it in, press it in, and deal with all kinds of shit. This is all you need. And instead for the rear, you use a 8mm chromoly. I use chromoly. I don't think it's needed, but chromoly socket that kind of reaches far onto the rear end of it. It doesn't fit 100%, so it's a little loose, but by far not. This is gonna strip the splines way faster than the rear, so don't worry about that. Just worry about not losing it because it's so loose in there. And of course, on the other side, this is the neat part, it's 1/2 inch. So there's nothing in between that can break. No adapters, 1/2 inch. So use this little extension, and that fits right in, and it allows you to go onto in the correct angle. Goes in the Bellhousing with the correct angle, so it's not like it's like crooked and then it kind of strips it because it doesn't fit well. This was perfect. And every one of those, I forgot how many there were, 8 or 9 or whatever, came out right away after I applied the punch, this nail here. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with everybody. Thank you.